Safe to say the Montreal Canadiens are going through a tough spell, and on this week we continue our 4 Down segment by talking about the Habs. And is it time for us to push the panic button when it comes to Montreal Canadiens? Every team goes through a tough spell. Seems like we're going through it right now. What are one of the biggest changes you bring to the team right now to get this team going?
I mean, as I've been a big proponent of the whole season, it's David Desharnais got to leave from that first line, go to the third line, give an opportunity either to Plekanec or Galchenyuk to play center. I'd love to see Galchenyuk on that first line with Pacioretty and Parenteau and see what kind of damage they could do.
Sure.
You know, it's a long season. It's a long season. I won't go against my coaching staff or anything, but it is indeed a long season. And one thing that I must tell you, gentlemen, from the last games played at the Bell Center, there is less and less space on the ice. Guys are big, they're strong, they're fast. Physically, they're in top shape. So, and very often it's pure luck that will definitely change the entire game. Yeah. If we do have an injury right and left, we must consider this. And I think that our coaching staff is well aware of the situation. They're looking for a solution, especially to get our team going in the first period, and from then on.
Because, I mean, like you've been saying, getting the team going in the first period is really a big problem.
Yeah.
The Habs are 9-0 when they score first. So let's get started in the first period. For some reason, this season they're having a hard time getting started fast and getting that first goal.
You make a great point, Dave. The Habs are 9-0 when they score first, but they've only scored first in 9 out of 29 games this year.
Yeah.
And what you said is that the NHL today is bigger, faster, stronger. If you're playing from behind, today's game, chances are you're going to be struggling, you're going to trail, you're not going to win those games.
And we take a look at parity in the NHL too, especially this season in the Eastern Conference. You look at Tampa Bay, you look at the Islanders, you look at some surprises who've come up. There are no more gimmies.
Oh, we're not even.
You know, there are no more games where you can steamroll in.
Every team's
the visiting team shows up, you pummel on them, you move on to your next game and say, well, there's a win for you don't get that anymore.
We saw it with Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo was at the bottom of the league, and all of a sudden we lose 2 in a row to Buffalo, and we're not even double-digit lead from last place in the East. Let's take that into consideration. You lose a couple more, and you slide down that chart real fast in the East. The parity's right there.
I will agree, though, that from a internal look, you look at 24CH and you get a glimpse of the inside of the locker room. This is a tight-knit team, Michelle. You get a chance to cross these guys all the time. On a scale from 1 to 10, how united is this team? Is there anything in terms of, is it fragmented or is it really a unified team who believe in what the coach...
I think it is. I think it's a unified team. They're probably looking for a solution. Well, I'll try to do something. They all think that they can be the key, or they can find a solution. But the coaching staff is working really, really hard, from JJ to Dan to Michel Therrien to Clement. They're trying to figure out exactly a way out of this, because obviously no one wants to lose 2, 3, 4 games
especially not in the city. The fans don't allow that to happen.
And we know all too well that our fans are scrutinizing all the results, all the statistics. We want to improve
like they say in Montreal, there's trop de gérants d'estrade.
I don't want to be Captain Obvious, but let's just touch on the basics. The Canadiens ranked 29th on the power play in the NHL. And Montreal's done well in the power play in the last few years, and that's took us into the Eastern Conference Final, etc. We're getting outshot in almost every game this season. And simple hockey rules: put the puck on the net, things happen. So I don't want to push the panic button, but maybe the reality button.
Yeah, you definitely develop bad habits, and that's what these early games are for. I agree with you, it's a long season, but there are habits that get developed, and they do carry over into the playoffs. And you want to be careful of that and mindful of that. And I think that it's great to know, you obviously see the coaching staff and how hard they've been working, but this is going to be more than an individual person trying to fix the problem. You're going to need the whole team to be able to do that.
And I see the additions that they've made on defense. They've added close to 2,000 games in 2 players in Brian Allen and Sergei Gonchar. The problem is with those 2,000 games comes the mileage, and you're starting to see it a little bit of wear and tear on that defense. They don't have the same speed, and we're getting burned a little bit. Teams got to play a little bit more together, a little better team defense, and see how they can improve by that.
Stay right there, gentlemen. I want to talk a little bit of boxing with you, especially. I know you did a little bit of ring announcing back in the day. We'll find out about that as our Pretender and Contender segment is up next. Don't go anywhere.